You probably know someone like this. Brilliant, fast, logical, always the smartest person in the room. And yet, their life is a mess. They win arguments but lose relationships. They build careers but destroy their peace. They know everything except how to live. Here at Stoic Lighthouse, we don't chase quick fixes or empty promises. We seek clarity, direction, and inner calm in a chaotic world. The Stoics understood something our culture constantly confuses. Intelligence and wisdom are not the same thing. In fact, they can move in opposite directions. Intelligence is knowing how to build a nuclear weapon. Wisdom is knowing whether you should. Intelligence is speed. Wisdom is direction. Today, we're going to dissect the paradox of the intelligent fool and explore why being smart will never save you from anxiety, regret, or self-destruction. But wisdom might. Number 1. The Ferrari engine without a steering wheel. Imagine owning a Ferrari, a roaring V12 engine, 0 to 60 in seconds, precision engineering, pure power under your control. That engine is your intelligence, your ability to calculate, analyze, memorize, strategize, execute. Now imagine the driver is blindfolded, or worse, following the wrong map. What happens? The more powerful the engine, the faster the crash. This is the tragedy of the intelligent fool. Raw cognitive horsepower with no internal direction, speed without steering, power without purpose. 2,000 years ago, the Stoics warned about this exact imbalance. They saw scholars who could recite geometry, debate metaphysics, and calculate the movement of stars, yet collapse under jealousy, anger, and fear. Seneca mocked this contradiction when he wrote, "You know how to measure a circle and calculate the distance between the stars, but do you know how to measure your own soul?" Intelligence helps you measure the world. Wisdom helps you measure yourself. And the second measurement is infinitely more important, because without it, your talents amplify your flaws, your ambition magnifies your ego, your speed accelerates your self-destruction. The problem is not lack of ability, it is lack of orientation. And when orientation is missing, even genius becomes dangerous. Number 2, intelligence is a tool, wisdom is the master. To go deeper, we need to understand something uncomfortable. Intelligence has no moral compass. It is neutral. It is a tool, like a knife. In the hands of a surgeon, it saves a life. In the hands of a criminal, it destroys one. The blade does not decide. The hand does. History is full of highly intelligent villains, master manipulators, brilliant tyrants, financial frauds who could outthink entire systems. Their intelligence did not make them good, it made them efficient. Wisdom is different. Wisdom is not a tool, it is a virtue. It is the hand that guides the blade. The Stoics defined wisdom as the ability to distinguish what is good, what is bad, and what is indifferent. Without that discernment, intelligence becomes dangerous leverage. Epictetus centered his entire teaching around this discipline of perception. He warned, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Wisdom is the ability to question those judgments before reacting. It is the pause between stimulus and response. It is choosing clarity over impulse. If you are intelligent, you can win an argument. If you are wise, you know when the argument is not worth your peace. If you are intelligent, you can maximize profit. If you are wise, you ask whether the cost is your integrity. This is the invisible hierarchy most people ignore. Intelligence serves, wisdom leads. And here is where something shifts. When you begin to see intelligence as a servant rather than a master, you stop worshipping mental speed and start cultivating inner direction. If this way of seeing life is resonating with you, it's because you're not just looking for external answers. You're trying to live with more awareness. This channel exists for exactly that reason. Because information alone will never transform you. Discernment will. Number 3, the seduction of cleverness. We live in the age of hacks, productivity hacks, sleep hacks, money hacks, social media hacks. Everyone is looking for the shortcut, the edge, the clever trick that bends the rules without appearing to break them. Cleverness is intelligence operating without wisdom. It focuses on advantage. It obsesses over optimization. It asks, how can I win right now? But it rarely asks, what kind of person am I becoming? The Stoics were deeply suspicious of shortcuts, not because they were anti-efficiency, but because they understood something deeper. Every action shapes character. Marcus Aurelios, a man with absolute power, constantly reminded himself that power without virtue corrupts the soul. He wrote, "What is not good for the hive cannot be good for the bee." Cleverness tries to outsmart the hive. Wisdom understands it belongs to it. When you cheat to get ahead, you may gain money. When you manipulate to win, you may gain status. When you exploit loopholes, you may gain speed. But you lose something invisible: reputation, trust, inner stability. Naval Ravikant captured this difference with brutal clarity. Wisdom is knowing the long-term consequences of your actions. The clever person plays the short game. The wise person plays the infinite one. Cleverness wins battles. Wisdom avoids unnecessary wars, and in the long arc of a life, that difference is everything. Number 4, short-term wins, long-term regret. The difference between intelligence and wisdom often comes down to one thing: time. Intelligence is tactical, wisdom is strategic. Intelligence solves the problem in front of you. Wisdom evaluates the life that problem is shaping. The intelligent mind asks, what works right now? The wise mind asks, what will this mean in 10 years? The Stoics constantly stretched their thinking across time. They practiced memento mori, not as a dark obsession, but as a calibration tool. Remember you will die, not to create fear, but to create clarity. Imagine you're offered a job that doubles your income. Prestige, status, recognition, but it slowly erodes your health, distances you from your family, turns you into someone permanently anxious. Your intelligence runs the numbers: more money, more influence, accept. Your wisdom runs the projection. 20 years from now, will that extra income buy back your health? Will it recover the dinners you missed? Will it restore your inner peace? Seneca confronted this illusion in On the Shortness of Life. He observed how people were brilliant in business and foolish in living. He warned, they are busy doing nothing. And elsewhere he reflected, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Intelligence keeps you busy. Wisdom keeps you aligned. One fills your calendar, the other fills your life. When you evaluate decisions through the lens of mortality, many impressive opportunities suddenly look trivial, and many quiet, disciplined choices suddenly look heroic. The short-term win often carries long-term regret. The wise person reverses the equation. Number 5, turning mental power into inner direction. The good news is this: wisdom is not reserved for philosophers in ancient robes. It can be cultivated, but not the way intelligence is cultivated. You train intelligence by consuming information. You train wisdom by transforming experience. There are 3 practical shifts that turn mental horsepower into inner direction. First, humility. Intelligence often breeds arrogance. When you're used to being right, you begin to assume you are always right. Wisdom begins where certainty softens. Socrates, the philosophical ancestor of the Stoics, expressed this paradox clearly. I know that I know nothing. That sentence is not weakness, it is cognitive strength. It creates space for growth instead of ego defense. Second, reflected experience. Intelligence reads the manual. Wisdom comes after you assemble the furniture, fail, get frustrated, and understand why it works. Pain without reflection is just pain. Pain with reflection becomes instruction. The Stoics practiced nightly review. They examined their reactions, their impulses, their errors, not with shame, but with curiosity. Growth requires observation. Third, the Stoic question. Before making a decision, don't just ask, what is the smartest move? Ask, what would virtue do here? What would courage choose? What would justice protect? What would temperance restrain? That question activates the steering wheel. It aligns intelligence with character. Because the world does not need more fast processors, it needs stable operating systems, and wisdom is the operating system of the soul. It is someone who lacks orientation. You can have degrees, awards, recognition, and still feel lost. You can win debates and still lose yourself. You can master complexity and still be defeated by your own impulses. The Stoics were not impressed by mental speed. They were concerned with moral direction. Marcus Aurelios reminded himself daily that the true task of a human being was not to appear brilliant, but to live in accordance with reason and virtue. Intelligence was never the final goal. Character was. Because in the end, your life will not be measured by how fast you thought, but by how well you chose. Everything external can amplify you. Only wisdom can stabilize you. If there is one distinction to remember, it is this. Intelligence expands your options, but wisdom determines your destiny. If this reflection stayed with you, consider subscribing and continuing this journey with our community. Let Stoic Lighthouse guide you toward calm, clarity, and wisdom. In the next video, we will put a legendary warrior on trial, a man who shouted about freedom with fire in his lungs. But was he truly free within himself, or was he ruled by something far more dangerous? And remember, intelligence is a gift, wisdom is a discipline. Until the next video.